One of the most famous homes in North America that has had its horrific story told numerous times in novels and movies for decades is the site of what has become almost folklore. A home that's image has been burned into the minds of Gen Xers ever since their youth. A site of murder, mystery, and the paranormal. Today, we'll discuss the story of the Amityville House.
Created by human.
Josh, guess what?
What?
Tim's not here with us today.
But we have someone even greater.
Who?
We have
No
someone
offense, Tim. No offense.
we have someone that is so fantastic that
Comes highly recommended by Tim himself.
recommended by Tim.
Oh, I better.
Tim has spent quite a bit of time with this person. She's amazing. She's funny. She's the infamous Tim's wife, Michelle Nagle.
Hey, you're
Thank
infamous.
Thank you.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
Thanks for having me on the All Boys podcast.
Well, Michelle, when Tim said, "Hey, I've got some stuff to do. Can Michelle step in?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, this podcast is actually going to be good for once."
Oh, well, wow. No pressure. No pressure, me. Oh.
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
I'm just teasing.
No, I'm excited
We're so happy to have you.
to be here to hear a story of lore. Is that right?
Lord.
I thought we were talking about relationships.
No,
Oh.
we're not talking about
We're terrible at
relationships.
those.
That's what Tim said.
we don't
Yeah.
talk
So
about
we're gonna
those.
talk
Don't
about
try to change this, Michelle.
baking, gardening,
Is that what he told you?
I do like
rom-coms. Oh. What do you
Oh.
bake?
Well,
baking. Can we make fun of Hallmark movies?
Can I
doing that.
tell you I don't think I've ever seen one? Now,
I think you two should go start a podcast. is
You're
what I
okay.
think.
You're okay.
oh, good. I mean, I might love the cheesiness of it because don't get me wrong, I love a good rom-com, but we don't have the Hallmark Channel.
Rom-com works because it's comedic. It's when they get too serious about it. And you're like, oh,
That's true life, though, right?
Did you step through the wardrobe or something?
Oh,
Let me ask both of you millennials real quick.
Okay.
Is rom-com romance comedy?
Okay. For real?
Just kidding.
Okay. Well,
So,
I don't know.
Michelle,
You're old. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, Michelle and I were just talking.
So,
So Michelle is right on the verge of Gen Xer and millennial. Now she claims she's Gen X, which would make her really cool.
nothing against
She's
millennials.
almost
If any
millennial.
millennials are listening,
No, nothing
they're
against
very
millennials. Josh is a millennial.
hardworking.
No, I'm
They
proud
change
millennial.
careers in the middle. Like, come on.
No, nothing against that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying,
there's nothing stable about our generation.
That's not what I was saying. I'm just saying you could be like, oh,
Really
you know what? I'm
isn't.
32. I want to be
I
a
didn't say it.
doctor, and then you would go do it. So, and
No,
Todd
they'll
is
go
the
to school
grandpa.
to-
Todd is the grandpa of
Right.
the group. It's been established. He's almost 50, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
he's like almost
there.
a boomer.
No, come
no,
on,
I mean,
guys.
let's just.
That's not true.
It's fine. It's fine.
I was going to say, though, the one thing you had mentioned about millennials, like, they can go be a doctor, they can go be a lawyer. That's true because they stay in school for like 40 years of higher education.
Listen, kudos.
So true.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yep.
And then they just move back in with their parents once they graduate
Yeah.
40 years.
Okay.
And hey, I got this wife.
Hey, I did that. We did that. Nothing against that.
No, nothing against that. I'm just saying,
Yeah. Yeah. What do the boomers do? Like, what did they do?
Us boomers, what we do? We just go out and watch the sunset
Aw.
and birds chirp and feed out of me hummingbird feeder.
That's a rom-com right
do.
there. You just wrote a rom-com.
Well, I do
Wow.
like the Hallmark Channel and
Oh.
that Golden Girls.
I
Mm.
love the Golden
Yeah,
Girls.
who doesn't like Golden
So-
Girls? They're awesome.
We could
I
sing the
know.
theme song if we.
Is
Anyways.
the Golden Girls as good if Betty White's not there? If she's not in the show?
No, if
They're
none of
pretty
them are
solid
there.
characters, all
If
of them.
none of them are there, Betty White's character
Mhm.
was Rose.
Mhm.
Right, but I'm saying if Rose was no longer in
No.
the show, is it still a good show?
No,
I don't know. I don't think so.
no. If
I'm
Ma
with
wasn't
you.
there, if Blanche wasn't there,
You're saying if they took any one of them out, the four of them made the show.
wasn't four. Was it 4?
There were 3 girls that were best
You had
friends.
the
right?
older one, the mom.
And then the grandma.
There was
Right, the mom.
Rose,
There were 3 girls that were best friends.
Sophia, Blanche. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You're probably
And
right.
what's her name?
Yeah.
I think so.
They need them all, is the point.
So please forgive us for our lack of knowledge on the Golden Girls.
I know.
Well, again, you guys,
Sorry,
both you
Pops.
millennials probably wouldn't fully understand the Golden Girls. It was around, my time. Came out in 60?
They were
You
quite progressive.
pulled that
too.
number.
They were.
60.
They were quite
were.
progressive.
I watched them a lot, though.
I know. I'm not even going to tell you what I watched a lot of.
I watched it with my nanny.
You had a
loved
nanny?
it.
You are a millennial.
Well, I mean, that was
He
what I
called
called
his
her, my
grandma
grandma.
Nanny.
Yeah.
Oh, kudos.
Josh,
kudos.
I watched it with my butler, Jeeves.
That's what it felt like. I watched it with my
parents
nanny.
were jet setting. With my nanny. My
Nanny, would
parents
you
were
like
jet
to
setting
watch?
Said my
around the
nanny
world.
said my nanny was my dog. It was the only friend I had.
No, I know.
Mm,
Poor Josh. I'm so sorry.
dang.
I got friends now, so all good.
That is good.
It's good.
You grew out of that not being cool phase, and right, and then you became cool,
continued.
and you
It's
made
so
friends.
sad.
Questioning what cool
sounding.
means.
Oh. Oh,
Oh, guys, come on.
it's all good.
All right, so Josh, today we're going to be talking about the Amityville House. Do you know anything about this house?
Amityville? Amityville?
Well, that's a no.
Amityville?
Nope.
Amity,
Amityville?
Amityville.
Amity.
Yeah,
Amity?
Do you know anything about it?
Amityville.
Amity?
Like,
Why is
Amity.
it called Amityville? Is it the town?
That's a town.
Okay.
And I'm wondering too, Josh, if you know anything about this story, really, because this kind of came
the
out.
house?
Yeah, the story about the house and all that stuff. Don't read too deep. If you don't know, don't get too far ahead. I want your shock and awe because you're not going to know.
I'm
anything
just
about
trying to
this.
learn how to spell the word.
It
You
just
don't
how
need
it
to spell
sounds.
it. I already spelled it.
Amityville.
I did it. Here. Okay. Whore. Oh, that's the book.
Yeah, close your stuff. Okay.
Close your
No,
stuff.
okay. I know.
Well, because if you
I
don't
know nothing about
well, and that's great because
Amityville House.
I really
This-
don't know much either. So
you don't either, and you know why you don't either is because you're almost a millennial.
okay. You know what?
It's
Gramps?
actually true. That's why.
You know what? Old man. Nothing wrong with millennials.
I'm used to it. Don't
but-
worry about it.
Yeah, he's the millennial. It's fine. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, truly, you would have been like when some of this stuff came out, you would have been like 6. So
Me?
I was just old. Yes,
But we do have history. books, Todd.
Josh would have been like 1. Josh, when were you born again?
87.
You would okay. You would have been 0.
I mean, I was like,
That would have been
Todd
zero.
had graduated from high school by then. 87.
Not yet.
Do you know what I mean?
No, not yet. I hadn't.
Jeez.
Genius.
Was TV in color
Oh,
yet,
no.
Todd?
Not many. We
Are you
couldn't
serious?
afford one, but we did have. No, there was. Come on.
Ah.
Okay.
I
was like,
His
What?
TV might have been black and white.
Well, I don't know.
So, Michelle, are you excited to be on?
Maybe. Yes. No, I am excited.
You're not sure yet. Okay.
Well, we'll see.
That's
We'll
fair.
see.
Let's ask her at the end.
No, it's good. I'm excited. I don't know anything about what we're talking about, but that's kind of exciting because then
That is perfect.
then I can just, I don't know, speak into what I'm hearing. The name Amityville sounds familiar, but if you ask me, what's it about? I have no idea. A house that was scary, a haunted house. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story, and I don't think until I did a little bit of research on this that I realized some of this stuff about the story. And we'll get into a lot of it as we go into the story. About there were numerous things that happened afterwards, like we mentioned in the intro. There were novels written, there were movies made, sequels, and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, it's got to be good.
But I'm so old. I remember watching the first movie when it came out. You guys wouldn't remember because you guys. Are
When was
millennials and stuff.
so when was whatever this was? When did it happen?
Well, thank you for asking, Michelle.
Oh, segue.
Here we go. When did it happen? Michelle asked. Michelle, please let me tell you. The Amityville House story began in 1924 when John and Catherine Moynihan built the house at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, Long Island, New York. They and their kids lived happily there for many years. In 1965, their descendants sold the house to the Defoe family, who renovated it, landscaped it, and put in a swimming pool. Apparently, the Defoe family was a bit dysfunctional and often used violence to resolve situations. I think that's the best way to resolve situations.
Okay.
Maybe it's the boomer in me. I don't know.
Yep.
That's what I'm used to.
Okay.
That's right.
Wow.
Josh, quit it. Josh, I will come over there. I swear.
Okay, guys.
All right,
Mom's
sorry.
here. Chill out.
Sorry, Mom. The father was brutal, while the eldest son, Ronald Jr., was soon using drugs, primarily heroin, drinking a lot, and was always getting into trouble with the local police. In the early morning hours of November 13th, 1974, just 9 years after the Defoe family moved in, at around 3:15 a.m., 23-year-old Ronald Defoe Jr. killed 6 of his relatives with a .35 caliber rifle while they were asleep.
That's a reunion gone wrong.
The son?
Yeah. The son.
And he was how old?
How old was the son?
20. What'd you say? 20?
23. 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he killed relatives. Like there's not just his immediate family.
They were having a reunion.
But no, he ended up killing his parents, Louise and Ronald Defoe Sr., siblings 18-year-old Dawn, 13-year-old Allison, 12-year-old Mark, and 9-year-old John Matthew.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
So he killed both
So how
his
many
parents.
again? How
3
many is that?
siblings?
So 6 total people he killed. So 4 siblings, both his parents.
And he was the oldest?
Yeah. With an abusive father and a passive mother, Ronald Jr.'s troubled childhood led to substance abuse as an adult. He not only lashed out at his father, but once even threatened him with a gun. The parents hoped that by letting him live at the house and providing for him a weekly allowance, it would somehow help. On the day of the murders, Ronald Jr. left work and went to Henry's bar. He kept calling his home to no avail and complained to patrons about it. He eventually left, only to return at 6:30 a.m. when he yelled, "You got to help me. I think my mother and father have been shot."
He said that at the bar
Yeah,
That's what he said at the bar. So
at Henry's.
so he apparently
scandalous.
did this murder at 3:15 in the morning, right?
Uh-huh.
But then
And he
goes
went
back.
back.
So he was at the bar, left the bar,
Uh-huh.
murdered his family at 3:15 in the morning, and then at 6:30 in the morning was back at the bar.
The bar opened at 6:30 in the morning?
No, some bars. Well, that's the thing.
And there
is,
were
Yeah,
people
who
there
knows yet?
to receive the false claim.
Well, no, I will say this though.
Jeez, Amityville. Jeez.
That's my concern.
I know.
Like seriously, a bar's open that long? Who cares about
Whoa.
9 people killed?
No, I used to live in
Jeez.
Philadelphia, around the Philadelphia area, and New York, Philly, right there, very
Mhm.
similar. And in Philly, there were certain bars that were 24 hours. So
Are
when a
you
regular
serious?
bar closed,
I've never,
yeah, but they
heard
were
of it.
paid. They were kind of like almost subscription type bars back in the day,
What?
where you paid a monthly fee to this bar, but it allowed you access to it after the other bars closed at 2 a.m.
It
Some bars were
feels-
also hotels, so they might have had other services too.
I don't know if Henry's
Like a
bar was a
saloon?
hotel.
A saloon.
A saloon.
Yeah, it might have
That's-
been Henry's bar, big hotel. Hey, y'all, come on down to Henry's bar. We got rooms in the bathroom. I mean, maybe in a stall.
Yeah, but are
We got
you open?
stalls.
Are you open at 4 a.m.?
You damn right we are.
Well,
Come
that's-
on in.
That's when I drink. 4.
You drink at 4 a.m.?
I do.
Good, because we're open 24/7.
That's
Come on down.
Bananas.
I know.
That's bananas.
I know.
Also, if he did this at whatever time, 3:15,
3:15, yeah.
let's say the bar's 24 hours. I want to know what he was doing for. Maybe he slept. Maybe he showered. Like, maybe he was like, shoot,
There's no-
what did I just do? Like, what did he do for like 3 hours?
I don't know. I don't know.
What did he do with the bodies?
Took him a while to kill them for 3 hours. Maybe he had some difficulty.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Did he bury him?
Well, this is kind of how it went down. When he went back to the bar and yelled that out, 5 of the bar's patrons piled into Ronald's car, who drove manically for a short and very quick journey to the house. There, they found both his parents, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters shot dead. Ronald Jr. changed his alibi several times, from claiming that he was at the bar during the time of the murders, which would make sense because it's open all the time,
Mm-hmm.
to a mob hitman, Louis Falani, killing his family while forcing Ronald Jr. to watch. He eventually confessed that he gunned down his family on his own, and he stood trial on October 14th, 1975.
Jeez.
Ronald Jr. was found guilty of the murders and was sent to prison with 6 consecutive life sentences of 25 years each, a minimum of 150 years. That's a long time.
I mean, that's a long time.
That is a long time, man.
Minimum. Why
You
even
got-
put a minimum? You know, the minimum is 150. So, in case you
Minimum
make
was 150. You know, it was 25 years for each count,
yeah.
right? So 25 times 6 gives them 150, you know, but even that,
Jeez.
25 years for cold-blooded murder?
That's not very long.
That's insane. No, that's not
Yeah.
long.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
life.
I mean,
That's
That's
why
amazing.
God
you should
got
get life for each one.
Yeah.
But I guess it was life. I don't know. Wow.
but yeah, but that's the thing. Had he just killed, let's say he just kills his father
Naturally.
because he wasn't getting along with his dad. He gets 25 years? Right. Happens all the time.
Father-son relationships are a bit tricky.
Jeez.
Either of you got, have either of you,
No.
Killed my dad? No.
have either of you been
Nope.
to jail?
No.
No?
Have you?
Neither of you have.
Have
Yes, you did.
Gramps?
Me?
I know
No.
you have.
No,
Liar.
I've never been to, yeah.
You've been twice.
You
Yeah.
did? What?
Yeah.
I've never been
Twice.
in jail. I've never been
Yep.
arrested.
Twice is right.
Listen, I've never gotten a speeding ticket.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's amazing.
Thank you.
What's your insurance rate? Like $40 a month?
No, I wish. I actually don't. I don't know.
Did you get that millennial discount?
I'm not a millennial.
Oh, sorry.
That's me, Todd. I'm
That's
the
right.
millennial.
You're not.
I'm the
So-
millennial.
Almost.
Oh, were you asking Josh?
Almost.
Sorry, Josh. Did you get a
No.
millennial
I was
discount?
talking to you, Michelle. I'm sorry.
No, nope, you weren't. Speaking of killing your father,
Yeah, go.
because I love true crime and I love 2020 and Dateline. Don't get me started. I just watched a documentary on Netflix called, I think it's
I saw
called
the picture. I saw the
I Killed My
picture. They were
Father?
featuring it.
Oh, I did see that.
Listen. It's really
That
good.
dude did look like he killed his father.
But listen, it's really good. You should watch it. It was shocking, and there's twists in there, and then the
There's
end.
a documentary called The Intruder.
It's good.
It was one of the
So-
most twisted docs I've ever watched. I've talked to Todd about this, where the actual interviewers, they were interviewing, they didn't even know what was going on.
Uh-huh.
Like during the interviewing of the documentary, like it was
The Intruder.
yeah,
What's
and
it
so
on?
they
It's
themselves
unfolding. It's
were
still unfolding as the
wacko,
documentary is taking
and
place.
it's like
What? Listen,
I'll
I
look
am
it up.
here for that. What is it on? What? Okay. I love stuff like that. I don't know why, if it's maybe just so far from like my reality that I find all of those things fascinating.
Yeah, and Michelle, I think it's a huge fascination for humankind in general. The most popular podcasts are crime.
Mhm.
You know, some of the most popular documentaries and movies are crime.
Mhm.
It's a fascination, I think, because most of us can't see ourselves even doing that.
Yeah.
Right. So when we see somebody do it, we're like, how, why?
How?
I think we want to find
Yeah.
out why.
Yeah. And then I find it so fascinating, the whole like just interrogation process and like people trying to get away with it or like people getting caught. I don't know. Yeah. It's all fascinating to me. It's fascinating. Like people that kill their spouses or kill their, I mean, it's terrible. I'm not saying, yay, but like, it's just so bizarre that there's somebody crazy enough
is
out there
bizarre.
to be like, I'm going to murder this person.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do today? I think in a way I can see how people get so upset in a spit of rage and something happens.
Yeah.
And maybe they meant to, maybe they didn't
Sure.
mean to, but in the end, that person died. Like I can see that and I can understand that. Calculated?
Wild. Where you like plan it out steps
Yeah.
daily, slowly, or like that
Yeah.
mom that was like poisoning her daughter, like Mommy Dead and Dearest. You ever see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Wild. Where like I forget what it's called. It's a really wacky name, but
Flowers in the Attic.
that's it. No, the name of
Damn it. That was an old one from when I was growing up.
a documentary.
That's right. No, it's an actual film.
It was an 8mm
Flowers in
the-
the Attic. You don't remember Flowers in the Attic?
No,
it was not.
It was a
Good Lord.
slideshow.
See, Michelle, this is more and more evidence, Michelle, that you're getting closer to millennial.
Come on. Just because I don't remember some old movie that came out in 1942 called Flowers in the... I'll research it.
I got a whole list. I'm going to create a whole list for you, Michelle, both you guys, so that you
I
can
just
go
met
and
Josh.
just.
Don't categorize.
Well, no, Josh is already in the category. You're slowly inching your way in.
Mhm. I want to see the list. I'll let you know.
All right, I do. I mean, I'm going to put one of those lists together that you get on social media where it's like,
Yes,
have
you put the
done this.
these states.
Like,
have you been to
but
these
it's gonna be-
states? Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, have you been arrested? How many times?
How many
have you
times
eaten
have you
a
been in
cheeseburger with
jail?
no cheese?
Skinny dipping? Yeah. Those are
Did it? I got 78 points, guys. What?
Come on, Josh. You're on the socials. He's like, what are you talking about?
You've seen him, Josh.
He's like, I do
make
them.
my own
I make
list.
the lists.
I
Right?
create
Todd
them.
knows me well enough to know that that's true.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's right. He does. He does his own thing.
Nice.
Millennials, I tell you what, they just do it all.
Wild.
Guess
They
who
buy
raised
boats.
us?
The whole thing. Mhm.
Yeah.
We didn't raise ourselves.
Not me.
Boomers? I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know what my boys would
Boomers
be.
raised me.
Yeah, boomers
The
raised me.
millennials were
Was
raised
it?
by the
Yeah, my
boomers.
parents are boomers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Apparently.
shirt.
Yeah.
No. Well, what are you, Todd? What are you?
Well, I'm Gen X.
What
But I
are these
think,
things?
you know-
Who makes them? Who names them? Is
It's
there like an office
time frames.
somewhere where somebody's like, these we gotta
It's
categorize
anthropological.
this group of people? I don't.
It basically is when you grow up as a teen. So whatever
hear
your
somebody
teen
say,
years, when you started influencing culture and culture started
It's something.
influencing
We
you,
decided
that
it's
defines
important.
your generation.
And they
because
made
they
letters
because they started losing names. I don't know.
to.
And now it's just a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it is
The
a
boomers
thing.
were the boomers.
Yeah.
What were they called before the boomers?
Flappers.
That was earlier, but okay.
It feels like that's close. It's close.
Maybe, I think maybe it is like 150,000 years ago when Homo sapiens sapiens first came on this planet. However way you believe that they did, they were called the boomers, and then up until
Did you say
Sapiens.
1960,
Homo sapiens?
Homo sapiens
sapiens?
sapien. That's right.
Homo sapiens sapiens? Why twice?
Yeah, that's what.
Sorry to interrupt, but why did you
Because it's
echo
the
it?
definition of what they are.
Homo sapiens sapien?
Yeah.
Listen,
What
I
is
am learning
sapien
all
Latin
kinds of
for?
stuff today. No, but why two sapiens? Oh, Homo sapiens sapien.
Homo sapien sapien is it's a species of Homo sapien that consists of only living members of genus Homo modern human. So there were Homo sapiens before us.
They use the word in the definition. I gotta Google it on my own. I that was fascinating. Genuinely, that's fascinating though.
Well, back to the
Sorry,
story.
continue.
Yeah, no worries.
Mhm.
We get rid of Tim for a day, so he's not here to derail.
This
and then
is
we
why
bring in
it takes
Michelle,
so
and all
long.
she
I
does
know.
is derail.
His are way
Do
more
I?
better derails for comparing.
I concur. Ronald Jr. later claimed that there were voices in his head urging him to kill, and some believe to this day that he was indeed hearing evil spirits that resonated within the so-called Amityville House at 112 Ocean Avenue. Ronald Jr. died at 69 on March 12, 2021, at the Albany Medical Center. The official cause of death has not been released to the public. That's kind of weird.
Okay. That was last year. When?
March 12th.
2021.
Yeah, so isn't that
That
interesting
was
though? Like obviously he was in jail, right?
Yeah.
In prison, and something happened. Who knows?
why wouldn't
I mean,
they release
69.
it y'all. That's
That I don't
why.
know.
What's
I
the
mean,
big deal? Then that means something weird happened. Because it was just like, oh, he died of old age. The end.
Right. That's kind of where I'm leaning to as well. Like, okay, if he had just, I mean, 69 is not that old, but let's say, okay, he had a heart attack. Let's say he
a
had
heart attack.
cancer, you know, like,
He died.
right? Like,
yeah.
okay, just, yeah. Autopsy is he had a heart attack. But official cause of death has not been released to the public.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Ooh.
Something's wrong.
Creepy. I mean, whatever. He
Mhm.
still murdered his whole family, so it's not a big deal, but it is a little weird.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, yeah. I
Just
mean, no skin off our back that he's dead, right? Like, you know,
Unless
obviously
it's
the guy was messed up.
demonic of some kind.
Oh,
Well,
the
Josh,
voices.
It
something.
could be. Yeah.
Mm,
It could be.
Mm.
But that's the thing, you know, not even having any information. Did he take his own life? Did he die of a heart attack? You know, did somebody shank him?
Shank.
I
You sure you
don't
haven't
know.
been in prison,
Okay,
Todd?
I'm sorry, millennials, let me explain this to you. When you shank somebody, you take some sort of thing and you file it down to a point. It could be whatever.
This
a
guy.
plastic
Listen.
spoon, a toothbrush.
Listen, I also enjoy prison documentaries. So
So you're familiar with shanking?
I am. That's not a joke. I do enjoy prison documentaries. So
I didn't get a chance to shank anybody when I was in jail, but
Okay.
I did walk in to a holding cell with a gentleman sleeping on the metal table, and I kicked the table and I said, "Get up." And then I laid down and went to sleep. I look back on that and I think that was probably one of the dumbest things I ever did. I have no
You're
idea
so
who this guy
rude.
is
What?
sitting on the thing. I
Why
don't
would
know.
you do
He
that?
could have been your best
Well,
friend.
You're
no, it
already
wasn't
in
rude. I was a
jail.
tough-
What are you trying to prove?
Well, it's that whole thing. Like I couldn't shank him. I didn't have anything to shank him with, so I had to. I had to
Why?
demonstrate dominance right off the bat.
Okay.
If I was going to survive that night in jail with that one dude, I had to demonstrate that I was the alpha.
And that one dude is probably just
Sorry,
like,
sorry.
I'm just trying to sleep. Okay.
Okay.
He's like, "Hey man, I'm still drunk, man.
Sorry,
Poor
man.
guy.
Hey man." Sorry, guy. Hey, you know,
Jeez.
sir, if you're out there and you remember me, this was probably 20, 21, 22 years ago. I'm
You were,
sorry.
wait, how old were you?
I don't know. 20.
20 years ago? You're what,
Yeah, so let's see,
58? How old are
46 would have
you?
been 20.
58 minus. Kidding. I'm kidding.
Uh-huh.
You're 40?
I would have been
Six.
like 20. I would have probably been 24-ish. 24, 25.
That's old to be causing trouble, going to jail for the
That's
night.
No, that's
Yeah,
you know,
for a
You
boomer,
would have
that's
said
pretty
19.
old.
I'd be
figure
like,
stuff out.
all right, 19.
All right.
Millennials, that's when they're
Right,
living their
yeah, I
best
should have
life.
gotten in trouble way before that. Well, that was the second time that I got arrested.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know you, Todd. You've been to jail twice?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
What'd you do?
everybody's wondering now what was
I
the
know.
first one.
What'd you do? I mean, whatever. It could be a
Real
tale
quick,
for
I'll tell
another.
you-
That's fine.
It could be a tale for another one. Real quick, I'll tell you this though. In that episode as well where I got arrested, I did not have a chance to shank anybody also.
Oh my gosh.
So at some point I'm hoping that I can get to the shanking part.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Do it. I want a story to write so I can make money.
Just make
get
it a
where I'm going.
documentary.
I
I
use
will
Todd
watch it.
as my
Oh, you okay? You
as
want me
my
to shank
bait,
somebody
and then I
so
create
that
something
okay,
great off of
okay.
it, and I make
don't.
money. And I'm like, look, there we go.
No. Like the documentaries where they have gentlemen in the prison training dogs that'll like go to people. Those documentaries. You ever seen that? That's one. That's a documentary, prison documentary.
Yeah, those sound boring.
It's very
They go and help people. Come on.
touching.
We're currently talking about a man who killed
It's
his whole
good.
family, so I'm sure it's a bit different.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to wonder too. That poor dude. Really, he's not a poor dude. Ronald Jr. That poor guy. You know, if he was demon possessed, I don't think that's what it was. I think this dude, Ronald Jr., was literally, like I said, had substance abuse problems, was an alcoholic, was on heroin,
Mm-hmm.
didn't like his father already.
Do you think that he went around and killed each family member separate, or that he was in the process of killing his father or his parent, and they got involved, and it became a whole
maybe somebody
thing.
saw.
I mean, not obviously this is all terrible and this is theoretical, but that's a different situation.
No, I
Like,
see
was
what you're
there
saying,
fighting
though. Yeah.
involved, or was it like he intentionally went to every single room?
Yeah, was he trying to just kill his father?
Right. So from my
that was it.
understanding, everyone in the house was asleep. And all of them were murdered in their sleep.
No, but if he shot them with a gun, that's loud. You don't sleep
loud,
through
yeah.
that.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I know. I wasn't there. The only person left was Ronald Jr.
Does it say where they found him? Yeah, were they like in their beds? Does it?
From my understanding, they were
So they
in their
must
beds
sleep on their
stomachs.
I'm not
when
really
they
a
found
big stomach sleeper. Sometimes.
That was the assumption.
Yeah.
You know, they go back and forth with it.
I'm a side.
I'm a side guy.
I'm a side kind of side stomach, not on my stomach.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Naps.
You ever get on your back?
Sometimes.
I nap better on my back.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
When you take naps, you're on your back?
All I know is
That's
that
cute.
I am feeling old. Like, we have a Sleep Number bed, which are great, by the way. Shout out Sleep Number. But you can do different. It makes me feel very
Michelle,
old.
Sleep Number Bed is not sponsoring this podcast.
I'm just saying they should.
Okay.
You can, like, Tim can pick his number on his side. I can pick my number on my side. 100 is like the firmest rock you could ever sleep on. And obviously, I don't know how low it goes, but maybe 10. Okay.
Sure. What's your number?
Right now, it is a solid 45.
A 45.
Which is
pretty
like
soft.
sleeping on a marshmallow, which makes me feel very old. And like, because I'm so...
What's Tim's number? Let me guess.
100.
Can we guess Tim's number?
I'm sorry.
Damn it. Just like Tim.
It's
like Tim.
So, well, 18 years. What are you going to do?
Damn it. Yeah,
I'm just saying. 100. And sometimes I look over and he's sleeping on his face. I'm like, bro, you okay? Literally.
Bro,
on his face.
Bro, did you die?
Bro,
you didn't shoot him in the back,
still-
did you?
No, didn't do it. Meanwhile, I'm like 4 feet lower than he is. Anyways.
You're sunk it in.
Yeah. Because I have an old 40-year-old body.
Not on this podcast, but I do have a very personal question about how this bed works between two people with one side firm and one side very soft. If you know what I'm saying.
Not on this podcast.
Not on this podcast, but I do have that question. All right.
Keep
let's
going.
see here. So despite the widely publicized 1974 killings, numerous families have since moved in and out of the house. Now listed as 108 Avenue, however, it would be one family in particular that would make the house famous. 2 weeks after Ronald Jr. had been sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences, George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children would move in. Normally, this house would be too expensive for them. After all, this was a huge 4,000 square foot Dutch colonial 6-bedroom mini mansion with a boathouse on a canal off of the Long Island Sound. But on the other hand, it was rather creepy looking, and it did have a terrible history of the Defoe murders, so it sold for an amazingly low price of $80,000.
Wow.
28 days after moving in, they had abandoned the house, leaving behind all of their possessions. They had moved in with Mrs. Lutz's mother. They claimed that they had been terrified by demonic manifestations, obviously related to the monstrous murders. These included levitation, strange sounds, floating pigs with blood-red eyes that left footprints in the snow outside, green slime dripping down the walls, a priest suffering blisters on his hands whenever he tried to enter the house, a hidden satanic underground red-painted room that smelled of blood,
What?
doors torn off their hinges, etc. Oh, by the way, the floating red-eyed pig was called Jody, and could change its size from teddy bear to bigger than a house, apparently. What?
Jody? Okay.
Jody.
Wait.
Jody, you big ass teddy bear, now you're bigger than a house.
Josh's face. It's like, yes, Todd, good. I know. Where's Tim when you
Josh.
need him? He would back you.
He would have had my back on that.
I know.
Tim would have been right there. You guys just, you millennials just
I
left
don't
me
know
out
where
to
we're
dry.
going.
You were singing Jolene as in Jody. You
Yeah.
just.
Josh, you just jump in with your own line.
If it was Bob Dylan, he'd be all over it.
Oh, yeah. Josh is wearing a Bob Dylan shirt today. But guess what? Michelle is wearing a Johnny Cash shirt today.
It's true. Who I feel like is a wee bit superior to Bob Dylan. But it's not a competition.
And they were
Josh, is
both
it?
different.
Is that true?
Different. They were both different.
That's true. That's true.
Bob Dylan.
I've
is
never
known
really
for
gotten
his
into Bob Dylan,
songwriting.
honestly.
I mean, he's probably the best writer
Yeah, he's a
we've
poet.
ever had
He's a
as a
poet.
musician. Like raw, like a just like who could just. I mean,
Come up with them on the
pretty crazy.
fly.
Yeah. But no, as a musician, I don't think he's any like grand musician. He's talented. He's a good one. He's a great one, but I don't think he's like top or anything.
Have you seen him live?
No, he was coming to the Fox, but I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. A lot of his new stuff, I don't really follow.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan get in a fight. Who wins? Go.
Johnny Cash wins.
I mean, probably Johnny Cash because he's,
Yeah, Johnny
he was
Cash
a little.
is a badass.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan's all like, stop it, you're
Stop
gonna
it.
break my
Oh
fingernails.
gosh.
Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh gosh, guys. Don't break my fingernails. Oh, Johnny, you're so tough and strong. Oh, quit it. Oh gosh, you hit me again. I'm gonna write a song about this bastard.
I make millions.
I don't know. I mean, possible. It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's funny.
So, anyways, this this pig apparently got big, and
That's what I was gonna say.
freaked out the
Larger than a house.
can be this could shapeshift basically. Could shapeshift. Could be the size of a teddy bear or
Or-
bigger than a house.
Okay.
A pig?
No.
Yeah,
No.
a red-eyed pig.
No. Did they name Jody? Who named
Jody.
it?
Who named
A
the larger than the
psycho
house
red-eyed pig. And you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let's call her Jody.
pig? Yeah, a prehistoric
What?
dinosaur-sized pig with red
Jody.
eyes. Oh my gosh, guys, that's Jody.
You know what? Hey, Jody.
My
Like,
uncle had a big potbelly pig. True story. And
Named
he would
Jody?
keep him in the house. No, would keep
Okay.
and this thing was big. Like, I mean, it was the size of a couch, and it would stay in
Oh.
the house with him.
No way.
That was his
What?
pet.
You know what? Maybe you're
Oh.
right, guys. Maybe this is a typo. Maybe it should have been couch, not house. But they did say
Maybe.
house.
Well, they should. Okay. I mean, I think pigs are adorable. Was it one of those scenarios, Josh, where like they thought they were getting a mini pig, which I don't think really exists, and then
Teacup
it like,
pig. It turned out to be a
No,
boar.
a potbelly pig, right?
you know what I mean? That happens a lot. People are like, "Oh my gosh, a cute little mini pig," or like a micro pig, but that's not a thing. And then they
Why does this? Yeah, why does this indoor pig have tusks coming out of its mouth? Like, dude, that's a boar, dude. You can't keep that thing inside, man.
we got a
Oh,
board.
yeah, this thing's gonna be bigger than my Barbie house. Hence why it's bigger than a house.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's true. Maybe
Oh
that
my
was a
gosh.
comparison. Maybe it was one of the kids that saw the pig, right? And it was like they were comparing it to a toy. I don't know, man.
Oh man, I think there's a pig called Penelope or something who is famous on social media, but that's what they got it thinking it was a mini pig, and then it's Petunia or Penelope, but it's like this huge pig, and it does sleep in their house, but like on a queen size mattress. I mean, like it takes up space, and it's friends with the turkey.
Yeah. My oldest son's girlfriend, they have a pet possum.
No, oh my gosh, is your wife obsessed?
Yep.
Has she met it?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Because if you don't
Every
know,
time we stop by there.
Todd's wife wants a pet possum.
Yeah.
So
And guess what I said, Michelle?
to your Michelle.
Yep. to my Michelle.
But let's let people know. I'm Michelle.
Yeah,
Your
so-
wife is also Michelle, but it is a different person.
Different Michelle. So my wife, Michelle,
Uh-huh.
wants an opossum.
Oh, good. Way to say it.
Thank you.
Correctly.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Wants an opossum, Homo sapien sapien.
Okay. Well,
and
I got to Google that, but
yeah. But yeah, so she wants one of those, and she asked, and guess what I said?
If only
you
I
said,
can
I
have a
love
llama.
you so much. Oh, good answer. Yeah?
You
You
can
said
have
as long as
opossums,
I
can have a
can
llama.
have a... Come
I don't want a
on.
llama.
Didn't you
No,
say
I don't want a
something
llama.
like that, though? Or did you just flat out say no?
What do you
Michelle,
think?
no.
How do you think I said it? You know me
Michelle,
well. What do you think I said?
You said something probably elongating some vowels somewhere, but like absolutely not. Or I don't know. Something. What did you say?
I said no.
Okay, well,
That was it.
that was anticlimactic.
I know. I mean,
Wasn't
I'm-
it? That was
Yeah.
the whole point.
You didn't make a
Um,
deal. You could have made a
whatever.
deal. You can get an opossum if I can get a
A llama.
Ferrari.
I mean, come on. Oh,
I don't know. Are you a
no.
Ferrari guy?
No,
Or like a
no, I don't want that.
chinchilla?
No, I mean, you guys, you know how this,
Chia
whole
pet?
thing works. In the end, if she wants an
chia pet.
opossum,
She'll
she'll
get
get
an
a damn
opossum.
opossum.
I
You
know.
know what I'm saying?
You should.
Come on.
Oh, I'll tell her that.
Don't ever tell her that. See, this is, come on. Where's Tim at?
Tim! He's gone.
Just kidding. Michelle, we love having you here today.
Get no possum.
All right, well, let's proceed on. So last we said, we were talking about this giant teddy bear, right? Pig teddy bear thing.
No.
So George would also claim that he would wake up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the death of the Defoe family. Apparently, George was curious about paranormal activities and actively tried to summon spirits, but may have had a financial motive to sell his story to the media due to the family's severe debt.
I
Weber,
mean-
Ronald Jr.'s attorney, said that the haunting was all a hoax, claiming that George Lutz conjured up the whole idea with author Jay Anson over many drinks one evening.
Whose lawyer? What did you just say?
Ronald's lawyer.
Ronald
Yeah, so
Jr.'s lawyer.
Ronald Jr.'s attorney, Weber, claims that, the haunting was a hoax.
So
That, it was all...
the lawyer to the guy that murdered his family said that this new family made it all up.
Exactly.
How would the lawyer
Yeah.
know?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
As we kind of go on, we'll get to a part in the story where we'll talk about, some of the things that happened, afterwards, as far as book deals and movie deals. And Weber was a part of that. So that might have been why he had some interest in their claim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he denied their claim.
And I'll give you a little sneak peek, because at one point he was associated with the book deal and movie deal. And the Lutz family ended up booting him from there, which might have inspired him to go, it's all made up anyways. Never mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So a fascinating story, right? On just everything that happened in this house. So you went from this family that built it in 1924, and it was this beautiful thing, and they raised their kids there, and it was all wonderful. And then it got sold to the Defoe family, who was, a little messed up, right? Maybe an angry dad or whatever. And Ronald Jr. ends up killing his entire family. So bam. And then you have the Lutz family that kind of steps into the whole picture. And you wonder, did the Lutz family really get to the point to where they were like, hey, I don't know. I mean, we could use some money. There was a murder here. And maybe there might have been little town stories too.
Yeah. I do find it interesting because, yes, maybe they were like, hey, we know this happened. Let's make some money. But didn't you say that they did leave their house and leave all their possessions?
Yeah.
And that's
initially. Yeah.
I mean, unless they went back
you
and
gotta think
got
about
them.
it. If you're trying to play a hoax in any way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be this. They left their house and left all their possessions, but went to his wife's house. They went to his mother-in-law's house, right? Mrs. Lutz's mother's house. So it wouldn't be far-fetched to say, okay, well, how do we make this thing work? Well, you'll have to leave the house suddenly. You can't pack up and take things. You got to leave the house suddenly, leave everything behind. You go back and get it later, obviously. Leave everything behind. I think about that, but I also wonder, like, there are people out there that have done extreme things for financial gain, for other reasons, fame, whatever. I don't know. I think I look at it and go, man, that just seems like a lot of work. And what if it just doesn't pan out?
Yeah, I agree. That's like you had to think that all. I don't know if I would even think that, like, okay, we got to make this all up and all of these scenarios and then leave the house and don't bring your possession. Don't forget to do that. It just seems like, it seems like a lot of work that might not pay off at all. Like, how do they even know that they were going to make money off of it? Let's try it and see if it works. I'm like, that feels like,
I mean, if your goal is to get a book deal or a movie made about your story, you don't know that that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I don't know.
So
I don't know.
But a pig the size of a house, that one.
True story. Yeah. Pig size of a house. True story.
Named Jody. Named Jody.
Sounds like a kid made that up.
The Jody
But even
part.
some of their claims too. Like, let me go back here. Even some of their claims. Levitation. Okay.
That's sure. Maybe.
Sure. Maybe. Strange sounds. Okay. I mean, I just heard, I hear strange sounds all the time.
True.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Floating pigs.
Named Jody. What?
And then, the next one is green slime coming down the walls. I mean, Ghostbusters, but this was,
Did this happen after the first?
Yeah, because this happened
Ghostbusters?
this happened in the 70s, in the mid 70s. So Ghostbusters was in the 80s.
It was?
Maybe Ghostbusters, took that idea and said, okay, cool. That'd be a great idea for us to put in our film.
And what would that be?
Green slime.
Why would there be? I mean, whatever. I'm not a ghost. I don't know how to haunt things, but green slime is a weird thing to.
Yeah.
Whatever. So are pigs the size of.
I think it's those two things though that really make you go, what? The giant pig with red eyes and green slime coming down the walls. I think those two. I think if you maybe even leave those two out, I think it's a little more viable, right?
But then it's not that scary, right? Like, noises, doors slamming. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It's like, okay, dude, so you live in an old house?
Yeah,
cool,
neat. Okay, levitating. On that note, what are your guys' thoughts on ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts?
Ooh.
Ever seen a ghost?
Yes.
Wait, yes to which one? Okay.
Yeah, which one, Josh?
I got excited.
Or you believe in them?
No, I haven't seen one.
But you think there's a possibility
yes,
that they exist?
There's a lot of weird things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Which I believe in demons and stuff too, so that's a whole other ballgame.
Like evil, that's a whole thing. But like evil spirits, like what are demons? Mm-hmm. What is the definition of a demon? Mm-hmm. Evil ghosts?
Are they all evil, or are they just not on the same page?
Demons could be just normal. You say demon and I think of something bad, but maybe that's not what you're.
Well, no, yeah. I mean.
Well, I think a ghost is, if you a broad definition, a ghost is someone who is trapped in between worlds, right? Mm-hmm. A demon comes from the pits of hell.
Demon was never human. It's its own species.
Yeah.
Whoa, you guys have thought this out a lot because I don't.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, ghosts are harder to put in a category for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's weird. It's an odd thing. Like, why would they be in limbo here on Earth? Would they be in some other realm? Why would they still be stuck here on Earth?
Yeah, I think it's quite possible that they are in another realm, If you think about things like the movie Matrix, where they have the glitch in the Matrix, where all of a sudden something appears and stuff. And I kind of think that that's what these ghosts are in this, they're in this in-between world. And when they make it to this side, there's a glitch somehow. And they like, I don't know, like a dog or a cat, just have this weird sense of smell and hearing. They have this other sense of being able to transition between worlds. I think that's possibly what it is. When we see a ghost, and we don't always see ghosts, a place that's haunted, there's an attachment there from an entity. And who knows what they see on their end? I mean, on their end, they may still be living this fantastic world, and we're the ghost that steps into the frame, right? Why is this guy here? Right? Like somehow I have crossed into their dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen a ghost. I think it would be fascinating to experience something like that, but I don't know. All I know is, you hear stories from people like yes or no, or so all I can base it off of is if you know someone that has seen one, but it is fascinating because.
Yeah, I've got 3 kind of stories, just quick, short stories. So when in my family, back where I'm from, Keokuk, Iowa, they're
Kukakuku what? Kikakukuku?
Keokuk, like Chief Keokuk.
Keokuk?
Keokuk, Iowa.
Keokuk,
Iowa.
Thank
Keokuk.
you. Wow.
You're welcome.
Keokuk. Got it.
So, but where my family is from, and my aunt used to live in a house, and there was always claims that this house was somewhat haunted and weird stuff would happen at this house. I've talked to my aunt about this, and I've talked to my grandmother about this, who are sisters. And so my aunt is my great aunt, but I talked to both of them about this, and their story, they claim, is absolutely true. So one day, my aunt falls asleep on the couch in the living room, and then awakes from her rest, opens her eyes, and is on her back and tries to sit up and cannot. And she can feel the pressure on her chest of something holding her or sitting on her. And she tries to get up and is losing her breath as she's trying to get up, wide awake. And then eventually gets up, breaks free, calls my grandmother. My grandmother comes over. So I've asked them both about this story, and they said, yeah, 100%. That's what happened. I had an incident similar to that when I lived in just outside of Houston, Texas. Midday, I think I'd come home from school, and I went and laid in my room, and my bed faced, kind of was up against the wall. And I laid in my room on my side with my, facing the wall, and I'd fallen asleep. And then I had woken up from the dream to just, again, something pushing me down and holding me against the bed and the wall. And I couldn't move and I couldn't breathe. And that was just kept going on and on and on. And then finally I awoke again. And when I woke again, it felt real again to wake up. And in waking up again, I could just hear in the background just this weird, like, but that time for certain I was awake. So it was just, that was a weird experience. And then finally, out of weird experiences, I was living with my parents, and my room was totally pitch black. And I was on the phone. I was laying in bed, and I was on the phone with a girl I was dating at the time. And again, my room is pitch black. Like it's totally black. There's no light coming in whatsoever. And I'm sitting there on the phone with her. We're just talking, whatever. And I go, oh my gosh, that's weird. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, there's this little red light that just keeps doing weird figures all over the ceiling. And for a minute, I couldn't tell. Like, it was so dark. I was like, am I seeing that? And I was indeed. I was seeing this little red dot on the ceiling moving. And she goes, what did you say? I said, yeah, I'm seeing this little red dot up here moving. She goes, I have a laser pointer right now that I'm shooting at my ceiling.
Oh.
You're seeing the laser. What? Oh, so weird.
Well, that's just weird in general.
That's just weird in general.
That's crazy.
But again, I mean, start talking about like weird portals and things, different dimensions and space and time that you can travel through. What is that? I don't know. So yeah, those are just some weird stories that I have.
That's crazy.
Michelle, you? Nothing? Never?
No. Isn't that boring? I feel like I should be like, yes, and here it is.
My sister and I were sleeping in her room when we were kids, and there was this phone, like a toy phone that looks kind of real and acts like a phone, because it's what you do when you give kids.
Is it the one with the little face and the googly eyes on the front, and when you wheel it
goes...
I
love that thing.
Oh, that one's the best.
This one was electronic, but there were no batteries in it, and it went off in the middle of the night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Josh, you were being haunted, dude.
It's so interesting. I wish, I've never had any of that happen to me. And it's hard to be like, yes,
it probably
it does exist,
has.
or no,
You just
it
didn't
doesn't,
realize it, too.
Maybe.
A lot of things kind of trigger around us that we don't necessarily recognize.
True.
Oh yeah. I just recently did a hearing test, right? And them doing all that stuff.
I fail those.
And there were certain frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were certain frequencies that they would hit, and I would go, and they, I couldn't hear them. And then she would say, "Well, it seems like you have a little issue in this specific area." And I said, "I don't know, man. Like I tend to tone out things like the house creaking or slight little noises. I just tone out in general.
Yeah,
just in general. I hear it, but I don't think about it. So even if I was in a truly haunted house, I don't know that I would know."
The ghost would be so mad. Like, hey! You're like, I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh.
I don't care.
This dude literally doesn't care.
Don't care.
Literally don't care.
You'd piss that ghost off.
Well, because of these guys, and their story, there were some benefits. Many people benefited because of this. About 2 years later, in September 1977, Jay Anson released his book, The Amityville Horror, A True Story. The publisher claimed that it was a non-fiction version of the blockbuster movie The Exorcist. So basically saying The Exorcist was this fictional tale. This is a true story.
Oh.
It was based on 35 hours of taped commentary from the Lutz family, and it sold 3 million copies with over 13 printings. The copyright page read, in the book, "All facts and events, as far as we have been able to verify them, are strictly accurate."
Huh.
So, however, Jay Anson later admitted that he did not verify any of the stories. He simply wrote it up from the tapes he was given. The first Amityville movie was released in 1979. I should mention, though, the house's exterior shots used in the film were actually a home in New Jersey, not the original home of the Lutz family, although that house is still around. The Jersey home used in the film was listed for sale at $1.45 million back in 2001.
Jeez.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, man.
That's not. Wow.
After the first Amityville movie, there were some dodgy sequels following the original film. Amityville 2, The Possession, then Amityville 3D, also called The Demon.
Okay.
There were 5 straight-to-video Amityville movies as well.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Yeah.
They were like,
They all starred Corey Feldman. All of them starred Corey Feldman.
I would watch. They were like, let's milk that cow. Did they really star Corey Feldman?
No, but how awesome would that be?
My gosh.
Do you remember when we hung out with Corey Feldman?
Do you
sort of?
remember, sort of, you more than me? Did you ever tell Josh that story?
Josh, I tell you about the story about meeting Corey Feldman? It might be a story for another day.
It might, but...
It might be. That was fascinating. I basically scared him right off the bat. So the second we finally saw him, I'm walking towards him. He's walking towards me, almost face to face. And I go, "Corey fucking Feldman." And he just looks at me like, "Oh my gosh, here we go."
It's like one of these guys. Jeez.
And I didn't mean to be one of those guys. I really loved that dude growing up.
It was like 1 a.m, whatever. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Also true. Truly everyone did well off this, except for the dead Defoe family, obviously, and Ronald Defoe Jr., who was serving out his 150 years in prison. First, Jay Anson, the author, got wealthy from selling 3 million books and from the movie rights. Second, the parapsychologists who had been called in, Ed and Lorraine Warren, got lots of prestige and publicity. This story became probably the most famous demonic possession case of all time. Although Josh and Michelle, the millennials, have never heard of it. Third, the Lutz family enjoyed both the fame that came from being demonically haunted and the thousands of dollars that flowed in from the book and movie contracts. As it turns out, the money was very handy indeed, because they had not been able to make one single mortgage payment on the house. This could possibly be the reason why they left their home. Despite its appeal, after the Lutz family moved out, it went into foreclosure in 1977. It was next owned by James and Barbara Cromarty, the owners of Riverhead Raceway. The Cromartys changed the Amityville House's address from 112 Avenue to 108, hoping to stave off stalkers and retain the home's value. To this day, the Amityville Horror House's address remains as 108. Oh, this is interesting. If you look up the house on Google Maps, the house is actually blurred out. I didn't even know there was a feature. I didn't even know you could require, like you could request that.
Why would they do that?
Well, because you got to think about like we said earlier.
It.
I know, I did too. That's why I looked it up.
So what's the 108?
108
there it is.
Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York. So yeah, I wanted to see it too. That's why I looked it up, and it's blurred out.
Oh my gosh, it is.
What?
It's weird.
But if you think about this, it makes sense, right? So the famous image in our minds of the Amityville house, most of us remember it from the film. So there might be some slight variations to the actual home. So it makes perfect sense, man. Blur it out, then people might just drive right by.
Actually, all the houses on the street are blurred out.
Maybe they did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Or
wild.
It is demonically possessed. And the demons
blurred it out.
Got it out. Data.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Data demons. The data demons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have struck again in the town of Ocean Avenue.
It's not the town, Josh. Amityville.
Well, yeah, the neighborhood. Sorry, I meant to say neighborhood of Ocean Avenue in the town of Amityville.
Should do it again. So nobody else reported the house being haunted after. Who are they? The Lutz.
After the Lutz, the Lutz story had already kind of become a thing, I guess.
Yeah, but don't you think if it was like this crazy house that's haunted, it would never be able to keep an owner because they would, you know what I mean?
You would think that. You would think that because it's kind of got a double thing right there, right? It's a house that 6 people were murdered in.
Right.
And now it's a house that's haunted. It changed hands a few times. So after an uneventful decade of living within the house, they ended up selling the house to Peter and Jean O'Neill in 1987. Then the O'Neills sold the home in 1997 for $310,000 to Brian Wilson. Either of you guys know who Brian Wilson is?
The journalist?
No. Isn't he
okay.
in like the
That's
Beach
Brian
Boys?
Williams, my bad.
Okay, Michelle. Ding, ding, ding. Michelle gets a point. Yes, in the Beach Boys. However, this isn't the Brian Wilson in the Beach Boys.
Okay, but I knew. Yes.
But you got it. You got a point.
Redeemed. Gen X redeemed. Sorry.
So most recently, the house sold for $605,000 in 2017. The Jersey home used in the film was worth more than twice the amount of the original home. Isn't that wild? Finally, William Weber, Ronald Defoe Jr.'s attorney, would go on to co-author another book titled Murder in Amityville, which became the basis for the second movie, Amityville 2, The Possession.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh.
So the last owner is 2017.
Last owner is 2017.
Now, did anybody go Defoe? Is that any relation to Willem Dafoe? Probably not, but
I don't know. That'd be great, though.
Maybe.
Josh, do you know who William Dafoe is?
I do know who William
I know
Dafoe
you do.
is.
You guys, it's Willem.
That's right, Willem Dafoe.
It used to be William. They changed it to Willem.
He's on Spider-Man.
That's right. That's how you know him, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this one of those Mandela effect things where it used to be William, now it's Willem?
Listen, maybe, but one of my good friends' dad went to school with him, and his name, could have sworn, I'm old, this was like 20 years ago, but his name used to be William Dafoe, and he changed it to Willem Dafoe. We might have to Google it, but.
Okay.
Just saying.
So Josh, question for you. Do you believe that it's possible? Do you believe that this house truly could have been haunted? Or did the family just make it up?
I tend to lean on the hauntedness.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know couples are crazy and people want to make a buck and which is similar to our previous episode about the alien abduction of what's his name?
Travis Walton.
Yes, the alien abduction of Travis
Walton.
Walton.
Oh yeah, and Walton.
Travis and Walton.
I just meant Travis, but yeah, Travis Walton.
Oh, gotcha.
You thought that was made up? That he made that up?
No, I don't think. I think there's legitimacy to it. There are a lot of people think that Travis Walton and his buddies made up the whole story. But you know, I mean, you just get to the point. You're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, people are strategic and all that, but again, I believe things are haunted.
Yeah,
I think they can lose their hauntedness in some ways too.
Like their hauntedness gets revoked.
Yeah, in the real estate of the arena of that under arena.
Mm.
The ghosts are done. They're like, we're done.
Yeah, like, yeah, we're down here. Like, it's really the food sucks and it's just not working.
Michelle, how about you? Do you think that this is truly haunted? This house, and the Lutz story is true, or did they just fabricate the entire thing?
Part of me thinks that maybe there was something that happened to them, and perhaps after a time, maybe more stories came about to fluff it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that...
Like the pig?
The pig really just... Maybe if they kept out the name. I know that's like the 12th time I've said it. I don't understand. How would they learn the pig's name? Did the pig have a collar?
Oh, you know what? I think the pig was like, "I'm Jody."
I mean, I hope so. Then I'm okay with it. Otherwise,
then I would have been like, Michelle, if you and I were there hanging out, I would have been like, "Oh my gosh, Michelle, you know the big demon pig outside? That's Jody."
Wow.
Yeah, that's Jody.
Well, you know what? It sounds so nice, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't sound mean at all.
Friendly pig.
Oh my gosh, Jody. Jody, when you shrink back down to teddy bear size, come on in and get a glass of saucer of milk.
Jody's out with an I or an E at the end.
Yeah, because I want to do it right, Jody. Okay.
See, the couple did it wrong. They went for the whole story with the haunted nature. Of the house. They should have just stuck with, instead of like Casper the friendly ghost, it should have been Jody the friendly pig.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And they created a whole story off of that. Would have been way better.
I mean, how do the neighbors not see a pig the size of a house?
Well, that usually happens in any type of possession.
They were
or
living
like that.
in the pig,
right? It's more in your. I don't know. I mean,
you're the only one that sees it, kind of maybe.
Yeah, because I wonder if it's more along the lines of when you see anything like that. Now, there's a thing called mass hysteria, right? But I think you are a group of people, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Can literally just tap in and all kind of see this thing, but from a wide perspective, like they're focused on you. It's like a radio signal, right?
I see.
So for an example, if I've got a radio on in my house and I've got it tuned to whatever frequency, it still exists. It's still there, but my neighbors aren't hearing it because they don't have their radio on, or they have it on a different frequency. So maybe they're the only ones that saw it.
I mean, that could certainly be a possibility where like I'm haunting you, therefore you're the only one that's going to see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Do you buy it?
I am probably a person that errs on the side of like, maybe, not that I'm saying like it didn't happen, but I don't know.
But the events aren't connected like they're connecting them. Because that's the third option. This could be a completely separate.
There could have been some weird stuff going on and they were like, yeah, maybe it is haunted, but then they made up all the craziness.
Maybe not. But yes, I think maybe there could have, definitely been some wacky stuff. That's like a gruesome murder of a whole family in a house. Like, I can see doors slamming and lights going on and off, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they were like, hey, we can get a book deal if we just talk about a pig named Jody.
So it sounds like you're leaning more towards not buying it.
Yes.
Okay.
Ish.
That's fine.
Not buying it ish.
Ish.
It's not, all
enough.
that. It's
Not
not
enough
all that it
concrete.
seems.
Yeah, not enough concrete evidence to convince Michelle that it is a true story.
Yeah. It makes me want to see the movie, though.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Worth
it?
I think it's like any of those old 80s movies or whatever where you go, yeah, this is good. And then now you watch it, you're like, nah, I don't know.
You're like, oh, it was good in the 80s. Okay.
You know what else was good? Beastmaster when I was young. I loved Beastmaster.
With the ferrets?
Yes, with the ferrets.
Listen.
And the one-eyed naked chicks.
Labyrinth
Awesome.
with David Bowie.
Listen, that was also my jam. Todd, have you seen Labyrinth? You might be too old for
I
it.
have.
Okay.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, guys. Well,
Crystal.
I think we can wrap this up with my conclusion.
Okay.
Michelle, sound good?
Ooh, you do a conclusion? Do it.
I do a conclusion, everyone. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was no Tim Nagle.
No, it was fun. No, you're fun.
It was.
You are so much fun. I had fun with you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, there's Joshy.
Joshy.
He goes by J Cloud. That's his gangsta name.
J
Whoa,
Cloud.
yeah, that sounds like a DJ name.
J Cloud.
Nice. You do all your sound effects like that.
Yeah, I'm like that guy from Police Academy. You guys ever see that movie? That was
Yes,
not
yes.
a millennial
See,
movie.
look at he's doing
have?
it.
Okay.
He was in Spaceballs too. Okay.
That is
He's
true.
in Spaceballs. He is.
I know.
Yeah.
Josh, you ever seen Spaceballs? Okay.
Oh, I
Josh
was
has.
like, if this dude
Gave me the
says
face.
no.
I watched as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was
little
34 when
thing.
it came out.
You might have been 400 when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah.
Princess
we
Bride?
used to watch it in black and white.
Did you watch it with that guy you kicked in the jail?
No, they didn't have any TVs in there.
Oh.
That's
They didn't
one of
have
the reasons I was so
TVs.
upset too.
Spaceballs on infinite loop.
Yeah, Spaceballs in an infinite loop, only in Spanish,
In prison.
in prison.
Nice.
All right, here's my conclusion. There are two things for certain about the Amityville house that are facts. One, the Defoe family was murdered in the house by Ronald Jr. Two, this story, an original movie, scared the shit out of me as a child. Every time we would pass a house that looked somewhat like the Amityville home, at least the one in the movie, I'll admit it, I would get a little chill running down my spine and slightly creeped out. Honestly, I don't know if the Lutz family experienced anything paranormal. Maybe it was all made up for some financial gain. Then again, I have had a couple of chilling, unexplainable paranormal things happen in my life that have made me a believer of a world in between worlds. Maybe it is true, or maybe George Lutz found a way to make it at least appear to be true. We'll never truly know for sure, but I'm okay with that. That's it.
Nice.
Bam!
Number 9.
I want to know. I want to know.
I want to know for sure.
This was a nice one. It was simpler. It wasn't as complicated as a lot of our other stories and lores, but it gave us even more time to kind of, dream up,
Hash it
and
out.
think about stuff, which is cool.
All right, let's wrap this thing up here. So, Josh,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Do you think it was good to have Michelle on here or not?
Oh, wow. While I'm here?
If I had to rate Michelle
Oh.
Yeah, go.
based on her personality,
Yeah.
based on her, her mindfulness,
Yes.
her responses.
Yeah. Like a
her
1 through 10.
the movement of her lips when she
Yes.
talks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
How'd she do? Well, be careful.
I would give her a solid 9.9.
9.9. Woo!
Wow.
9.9.
Were you
9.9.
watching my lips?
That's all he was staring at the whole time, which makes it really awkward.
So good. No, I've never been judged on the movement of my lips, y'all. Thank
Well,
you.
you have got a
9.9.
9.9.
Pronunciate. You do.
Your
a good job of that.
enunciation was incredible.
Yes.
Good.
You have facial expressions, and I appreciate that. It's not like, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, that's real good.
It's really.
Wow.
You know,
happy
let me.
to be here.
I would say.
Thank you.
I would say
Josh.
something similar. Yeah, Josh, thank you. I would say it has been a true pleasure to have Michelle on here. Tim is amazing.
Michelle.
That's why Michelle married him. But it has been so lovely to have Michelle here with us.
Mhm.
And actually, be
Refreshing.
a little calm,
refreshing.
be a little
is the greatest
calmer.
word.
It's true.
She's refreshing, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's wearing a
We got to
Johnny
balance
Cash
each
shirt.
other out.
Mhm.
We
gotta-
have to, man. This is good.
You
So I don't know. Josh, let's put it to a vote. It's a yay or nay. Okay.
Oh,
Do we have Michelle back
gosh.
on sometime? Josh?
Yay.
I'm going to give it a yay. Yeah.
Oh,
You're in. Go get your ticket.
Okay. That was a
Go
lot.
get your golden ticket. You're going to have
my
what you want
heart.
this fast week.
Oh my god! No, I thank you. Thank you for having me on. I was really surprised when I got the invite. So,
Michelle, it has truly been our pleasure to have you on.
yay!
It has been amazing. So we're definitely going to do it again.
I love it.
And you know, it'd be fun, Michelle, if you came up with a fun topic for us sometime. Whether you want to talk about maybe just crime, or you want to talk about
Baking?
soaps, or now we're getting into all girl things, and we can't do that,
Gardening?
Josh. Come on, yarning.
Burlap,
You want to talk about babies? You want to
candle
talk about
making,
candles?
I feel like we'll
basket
actually learn
weaving?
something.
I mean, we probably would. No, if you want, I think that'd be fun. If you want to come on and bring a topic to us,
Okay.
and you can share a story with us,
We'll go in blind. You won't know a thing about it.
we wouldn't know a thing about it.
That's how I
You
would
bring
do
us a
it.
story. It wouldn't matter what it is, and I think it'd be fun.
Also including Tim,
Also including Tim,
because that'd be a whole thing.
or
I'm here for
maybe you just replaced him.
Whoa, babe, I'm not replacing you. In
Oh,
case
okay.
he listens. But I appreciate it. I had fun. You guys are adorable.
Aw, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here, and we love you so much.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on,
Yay.
giving your time and your passion and
What
your
a-
spirit
God, just keep it coming.
and your
you
persona
Wow, and my moving lips.
and your moving lips.
And I feel like I'm lit the best, by the way.
You are. You're lit
Like,
pretty well.
Mhm.
y'all
I know,
can't
and I
see
do
it,
love the
but
way you two millennials get along together. I love it. That's
I'm a
great.
get-alonger, Todd. You know that.
I know.
along.
I
I've
know
I've never
you
met
are.
a stranger. Never.
you
But now
haven't.
it'll be weird. Josh,
Todd's
if
a
I ever see
getter
you in
shorter.
person. Yeah. Oh. Todd's adorable. All right. Time to
All
go
right.
bake something.
Go bake something and weave something, okay? Whatever you ladies do. I don't know.
I know that. We do that.
Michelle, for real, though. Thank you for being here. And I love you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Everyone say bye to Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
That's me.
Be sure to subscribe to the Created by Human podcast. Leave us a review. Follow us on our socials at Created by Human. Head over to createdbyhuman.com for additional information. Sign up on our mailing list and check out our Created by Human swag. Does it just sound like gibberish? We'll be back next week with an all-new story that is sure to make you question, is it true or was it?